Hey guys, Pastor John here. We're going to go ahead and start our hot topic discussion questions again. What this is you send me questions in about things that you may be wondering about, such as the question today, can God and science coexist? And I'll go ahead and research it and answer it. So, like I said, the question today is, can God and science coexist? This is an amazing question. This is one that is very deep, and it's one that has a lot of answers to it. So we're going to jump right in. There are actually over thousands of extremely intelligent scientists that were actually hardcore Christians. People like Isaac Newton and Galileo Galilei, who were some of the greatest scientists in history, and they truly believed in God. Not just God, but believed in the complete inerrancy of the Bible, meaning the Bible was completely without error. The complete inspiration of the Bible, meaning the Bible was inspired by God and written by men, or written through men, rather, and believed that Jesus Christ was the Son of the living God. To list just a few scientists who also believed in Jesus Christ as their God, John Felix Picard, who was born 1620 and died 1682. Picard gave his life to astronomy, not to be confused with astrology, which is bad. Picard introduced the new methods for watching the stars and was the developer of many scientific instruments that are used today for astronomy. He was the first person in the Enlightenment era to provide an accurate measure of the Earth. His calculation of a terrestrial radius of 6,328.9 kilometers is off only by 0.44%. Gregor Mendel, some of you may know him. He was born 1822, died 1884. He was the father of modern genetics. And George Lemaitre, who was born 1894 and died 1966. He was the father of the Big Bang Theory, which, to my surprise, actually doing my research, was actually started as a Christian explanation for how God designed the universe. Stanley Jockey, who was born 1924, he's still alive today. This priest has actually argued that science itself can only exist in a Christian culture. He has doctorates in systematic theology and nuclear physics. He's mastered over 5 languages and authored over 30 books. John Napier was born 1550, died 1617. This Scottish mathematician was known for inventing the logarithms and being the popularizer of the use of decimals. And Francis Bacon, some of you may know him. 1561, he was born and died 1626. He was the founder of the scientific method. Johannes Kepler, 1571 to 1630, helped explain planetary motion. Blaise Pascal, one of my favorite theologians, was born 1623, died 1662. He greatly influenced our understanding of physics and mathematics. This list could go on and on and on. Literally thousands and thousands of scientists who were not just scientists, but truly believed that Jesus Christ was the Son of God. These guys were hardcore Christians of their time, and many of them were ones that actually pushed the church into looking at science not just as science, but as a way to explain God, a way to explain the Bible. Another way to look at this, to answer this question, is even though the Bible is not a scientific book, it is one that has so much science in it. I mean, you look at in Job, where it says that God literally sits above the sphere of the earth. Job was written around 4500 BC. At that time period, no one believed that the earth was round. And when it says sphere, the Greek word that's used literally means a sphere, like a 3-dimensional sphere, like a ball. And so these people reading this were just shocked to hear Job say that God sits above the sphere of the earth, the 3-dimensional ball-like figure of the earth. And these people that were not Christians, that did not follow the Hebrew God of the Bible, believed that the earth was flat, believed that the earth was on the back of an elephant, who was on the back of a deer, who was on the back of like 3 turtles. And I mean, it just goes to show how scientific the Bible actually is. And other places, actually going off of that verse still, it also says that God suspends the earth over nothing. You know, these things that the Bible says just proves to its inspiration, because no one in the right mind would just randomly think something like this up. Other places, it talks about the hydrologic cycle. It talks about how rain is developed and how rain comes and forms, and is the atmosphere actually draws the water up from the lakes and from the ground, and then the water comes together, the water molecules come together and form drops of rain, and then the clouds drop it onto the earth to water the earth again. Other places it talks about the air cycle and the jet stream, which at that time no one knew about the air cycle. No one knew about the jet stream. You'll know about the jet stream if you watch like the news. It says, you know, like it shows the picture of like the United States, and it shows like air coming from the left side of the picture down, and it goes up again. Well, in other places in the Bible it talks about that. Other places it talks about how the world, the universe, as we know it, is dying. It's decaying. Not until the early 19th century did scientists even begin to think that the universe was decaying. In fact, they believed that the universe was not decaying, that it was expanding and growing and always moving onward. But now that we understand like the first and second laws of thermodynamics, which state that energy is at a perpetual motion of dying, that we now understand that the universe itself is dying. So these are just some examples of how God and science can coexist. And everything that I brought up is found in the Bible. And it was written by men who had no scientific background. These men were fishermen. These men were outcasts in their time. These men were tax collectors, and a lot of them were like carpenters that did not come from any science background. And so, yes, to answer your question, God and science can coexist. So, I answered your question today. What I want you to do now is send me your questions to John, Jon, at elcaminobaptist.org. This message is approved by Pulse Youth Ministries. Thanks, guys.